Good morning, students. Welcome back to the class How Do Organisms Reproduce? In the last class, we have seen that is what do you mean by reproduction? Reproduction is very essential for an organism for the survival, and even which we have learnt about that is in asexual reproduction. That is which one? Fission and even binary fission. Examples amoeba, which we have seen in fission, and in a binary fission, that is Plasmodium vivax, which we have seen, and even Leishmania we have seen. So in this class, we have to move on. That is the other steps, that is nothing but fragmentation. It also comes under which one? That is asexual reproduction. So what do you mean by the word fragmentation? That is fragments are nothing but which one? That is dividing, isn't it? So hereby in a higher level of organism, that is in a Spirogyra, what happens? You can see in this picture, a part of that what happen will start to break. By the time whenever it starts to break, what happen? The broken part thereby what happen will start to develop into a new almost organisms. In multicellular organisms with relatively simple body organization, simple reproductive methods can still work. Spirogyra, for example, simply breaks up into smaller pieces upon maturation. Means at the time of a maturity, thereby what happen? The Spirogyra will start to break into a smaller pieces. As these pieces will start to break, what happen? Each pieces will continue to develop into a fully formed organism. Thus what happen? Even in this one, fragmentation, a new formation of an organism through the fragments which we can see. But this is not true for all multicellular organisms. Why? Because all multicellular organisms are not a group of cells. They are cellular grade of organizations. What happen is going to vary from one organism to the other organism. That's why this fragmentation what happens may not be suitable for number of organisms. So what is the importance of fragmentation? Means thereby what happens? That is a more number of organisms can be produced, we can see. And even at a definite place, what happens? We can see that is reproduction which is taking place. It may be cell division would be impractical, but thereby what happens? Number of organisms will be reproduced. So the next thing we have to go for regeneration. Generation we all know. What do you mean by the word regeneration? Regeneration is nothing but that broken part what happened will start to regrow. Regeneration, many fully differentiated organisms have the ability to give rise to a new individual organism from their body parts. Even we have seen in which one? That is higher organisms like lizard. The tail of a lizard, when it starts to cut, what happen? You can see after number of days, once again the tail of the lizard will start to grow. So that is also example for which one? Regeneration. So regeneration, thereby what happen? Will be giving, that is nothing but that part which has been lost, what happen? Will start to grow again. That is, if the individual is somehow cut or broken up into many pieces, many of these pieces will grow into separate individuals. For example, here we are having planaria. Look at this picture, students. Here, single planaria, what happened? It has been cut into how many pieces? That is 3 pieces. And these 3 pieces also what happened? You can see in the third picture, thereby what happened? That broken part, what happened? Will start to develop. And thereby, we are going to see that is a fully formed planarias are obtained at the end. So thereby, a single piece, what happened? Will be giving rise to that is number of organisms. Simple animals like hydra and planaria can be cut into any number of pieces, whatever may be the number of pieces. These number of pieces are cut. All those number of pieces or whatever may be the number of pieces, what happen? Will be giving rise to the new organism. So this is nothing but what happened? They are going to call it as generation. So generation or a regeneration, which is generally carried by which one? They are telling specialized cells. Means specialized cells are seen only in certain forms of organisms. So don't think that what happens, even if I cut our hands and all, what happen? Our hands will never regenerate. Only some parts what happen? That is, if our skin what happens, if it cuts, means what happen? Will start to regenerate, but not all the organs, isn't it? At the similar way, in these lower level of organisms, what happen? Regeneration, which is carried by a special type of cells. So development, here we are having, that is development will be leading for the formation of new organism. This is not very much essential for the exam sake. Next one we are having, that is budding. So what do you mean by the word budding? Budding is also nothing but regeneration itself. Students, you just see the picture here. This is nothing but a hydra picture. In the hydra, what happened, you can see a small extra growth which you can see in the outskirt, isn't it? And this extra outgrowth, what happened, will start to develop as which one, that is in the form of a bud. And these bud later will develop to a certain stages. After attaining certain stages or a maturity, thereby what happen, the small hydra, what happen, will start to detach from the body of a main hydra, that is mother hydra. By the time whenever it start to detach, what happen, it falls down and it starts to grow as a new hydra. Organisms such as hydra use regenerative cells for reproduction in the process of budding. That is, even in a hydra you can see regeneration, but they are going to call it as which one, that is budding. In hydra, a bud develops as an outgrowth due to the repeated cell division at specific site. Means at a specific site, what happened, thereby you can see a repeated cell division for the formation of a new cells. These buds develop into tiny individuals and when fully mature, detach. That is, when they attain a or when they are fully matured, thereby what happen, they are going to detach from the main body and they become which one, that is independent organisms. So next one here we are having, that is vegetative reproduction. So what do you mean by this vegetative reproduction? Vegetative reproduction plays a very important role in which one, in the commercial purpose for the benefits of an organism, that is human beings. For to cultivate within a short period of time, what happen, we are going to use, or humans are going to use a process called as which one, that is vegetative propagation. There are many plants in which parts like root, stem, leaves develop into new plants under appropriate conditions. Means for this one, they does not take the seeds. They, instead of that, what happen, they will take a part of a root, it may be, or stem or a leaves. These are nothing but a growing parts, isn't it? They will take those bit of those plants, and later what happen, they will start to grow in a culture medium or in a nutrient medium, and thereby what happen are newly formed organisms which we can see. Unlike in most animals, plants can indeed use such a mode for the reproduction. Means which we cannot, this vegetative reproduction, what happen, cannot be seen in which one, that is animals only, which we can see in which one, that is only in the plants which we can see. In this one, what happen, a number of parts of the plants, what happen, will be cut and they are put into the nutrient medium. Nutrient medium are nothing but nutrients which are given artificially. In those medium, what happen, these cells will start to develop by utilizing the nutrients or the growth hormones which are produced artificially. After that, what happen, one more new plants are produced. Students, keep it in mind, this vegetative reproduction, what happen, they mainly involve the method called as a layering or grafting. That is, two or more plants, what happen, there are two plants of a different species, what happen, they are going to combine. Or layering means what happen, part of the tissue is stored. By that, what happen, in the stored tissue, what happen, the other plants tissues are attached. So thereby what happen, after number of days, new varieties of species of plants are also produced, or new kinds of plants are also produced. Thus how what happen, vegetative reproduction plays a very important role. This property of vegetative propagation is used in the methods such as layering of grafting to grow many plants like sugarcane, roses and grapes for the agricultural purpose. Students, we have already seen that is for any plants what happens for the growth, seeds are very much essential. But have you observed the kind of a fruits which we are using right now, eating right now, like grapes, seedless grapes we are eating? And even in the oranges also, what happened, there is no production of seeds. Then without seeds, how we are going to produce number of plants? Through this layering process or through this grafting process, what happened, we are going to produce number of the plants such as bananas it may be, or grapes it may be, or even roses it may be. So and even we are having, that is main advantage, means within a short period of time we can have number of plants arised. So here they're telling, plants raised by this vegetative propagation can bear flowers and fruits earlier than those of produced seeds. So there what happens, from the seeds, if you are going to grow number of plants, means whatever may be the fruits and flowers which are produced, what happen, will be what happen late. But when you are going for which process, that is vegetative process, the fruits and even flowers are produced earlier when you compare to the normal kind of a plants which are produced from the seeds. And even they are telling such methods also make possible the propagation of plants such as banana, orange, rose, jasmine that have lost the capacity of which one that is produce seeds. Means these are the kind of plants which have lost the capacity of production of seeds. These plants are also what happen through this process can be produced in a large way. Another advantage that whatever may be the plants which are produced through this vegetative propagation are genetically exactly similar to the kind of which one they are telling parents. Means thereby what happen, whatever may be the characteristics of a parents are having, a similar kind of a characteristics are processed from which one they are telling the daughter plants or even their offspring plants. Next thing we are having that is bryophyllum. So bryophyllum you might have seen that is in these leaves, even in the outside also you can see these leaves. So at the notches what happen, you can see that is a small buds like of plants will arise, and thereby what happen, it will grow to a certain stage, and later what happen, after at a certain maturity level in this leaf also what happen, they will start to detach, and these detached plants which falls on a leaf, thereby what happen, they too will grow as a new plants. Similarly, birds are produced in the notches along with the leaf margin of a bryophyllum falls on the soil and develop into the new plants. So tissue culture. So tissue culture, which is not asked in the exam, but for your information, I'm saying here. So tissue culture is nothing but tissues which are taken from a plants. We have learned about that is meristematic tissue. Now, students, what do you mean by the word meristematic tissue? Meristematic tissues are nothing but tissues which are capable of dividing of cells. That is cells which keeps on dividing for the growth of a plant, isn't it? So here also they are telling a cell which is taken at the tip of a plant. They are telling in the tip itself we are going to get which one, that is meristematic cell. So new plants are grown by removing tissues or separating cells from the growing tip of a plant. In the tip of the plant itself we are going to get which one, that is meristematic cells. And these meristematic plants or meristematic tissue of a plant what happen, will be extracted from the plant. Later it has been kept in which one, that is nutrient medium. As I already told, nutrient medium is nothing but it consists of nutrients, that is nothing but which is mainly responsible for the growth of a plant. Like how we are going to put the menus, no, at the similar way even in chemicals, thereby what happen, through the chemical form hereby they are going to put nutrients. So by what happen, plants will absorb those nutrients and develop into a new plant. And later what happen, after certain time what happen, these plants which are obtained from the nutrient medium what happen, will be put into the other susceptible condition where microorganisms will not be able to there, thereby no microbial action will be taking place. Thus how what happen, after attaining certain stages of a plants what happen, once again these plants are put into the soil and will be developed into a new plants. So next thing we have to go for which one, that is spore formation. In this spore formation you can see here the picture, that is a hyphae like structures and even a blob like structures. In these blob like structures you can see number of spores are present, no, those spores are nothing but they will be helpful for the reproduction. So these spores what happens, will start to rupture whenever the wind blows, and whenever these wind blows, along with the wind what happen, the pores which are present in the spore what happens, or a blob what happens, it will be what happens, you can see in the environment, or it will be present in the air. So thereby what happen, by the time whenever air moves, along with the air what happen, these kind of spores will be moved, and it falls on wherever the nutrient medium which is very much sufficient for the growth. Even in many simple multicellular organisms, specific reproductive parts can be identified. The thread like structures that developed on the bread, so are the hyphae of a bread mold in this picture. So they are not a reproductive parts. On the other hand, the tiny blob on a stick structures are involved in the reproduction. These spore like structures what happen, what when they reach the air what happen, along with the wind it flows, and if it falls on any kind of a nutrient medium, like it may be it may falls on a bread, it may be, or it may fall on a chapati or any other food material, the nutrients or a water content and a moisture which is present in that food what happens, are more sufficient for the development of a rhizopus. Thus what happen, this spore formation what happen, will be helpful for the growth of the rhizopus. So in this class we have seen that is fragmentation, budding, vegetative reproduction, and even that is spore formation. So in the next class we are going to learn about our sexual reproduction. So far we have learned about our sexual reproduction. In the next class we are going to learn about sexual reproduction. Thank you.